Hey, what's going on? What's going on? And welcome. If you're catching this on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so that I know that you were here. When you hop on, let me know who you are and where you're from so I can shout you out and say hello after the broadcast. And if you are catching this on the replay, you can skip ahead to about the 1.5 to 2 minute mark to get to the content. So while you are jumping on, I'm going to be sharing this out to a few of my favorite spots, and I encourage you to do the same. All right. Let me make sure, because y'all know how my app does sometimes. Sometimes it loves me, and sometimes it doesn't. I feel like some days I want to sing the Drake song. Not really, but you know. I am not going to bust out in Kiki, do you love me? No, just not happening. All right, let me get this shared out. There we go. There we go. All right. Let me get 1 or 2 more spots, and then we will get this show on the road. And okay, awesome sauce. I think I am done sharing. Right at the 1.5 mark, I am feeling like a star right now. All right. So there we go with that. All right. So we will get started with the housekeeping announcements. All right. We are right around the corner from tax season. January 15th is the deadline for Q4 estimated tax payments. If you can't make that estimated tax payment, you want to definitely reach out to the IRS. Hey, Michael, if you live in areas impacted by Hurricane Florence, you have until the end of January to file your taxes, your 2017 tax. Yeah, your 2017 taxes, if you had a valid extension already filed. If you live in areas impacted by Hurricane Michael and you had a valid extension already filed, you have until February 28th to file your 2017 taxes. And then after that, you guys, we're getting into tax season. Holy cannoli. Okay. So yeah, that's the housekeeping announcements. Let me get to the intro, and then we will get to the content for today. Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. And today we are talking about business trips. All right. What actually constitutes a tax deductible business trip? One of the things that I keep hearing in the home business community is, oh, go on vacation and then turn your vacation into a business trip. Okay. Let me clear some of that up. All right. So one of the first things that the IRS looks at in determining a tax deductible business trip is the overall purpose of the trip. Okay. So there's a difference between going to Orlando for a conference and going to see Aunt Sue while you're there versus going to Orlando for your family reunion and then talking to Uncle Ray about your business while you're there. Two totally different scenes. Okay. So it's the overall purpose of the trip. And so what the IRS looks at then in the event that you get audited, right? Because, you know, people like, okay, what are the chances of me getting audited? Well, the truth is, it's all cool until you're that one person that gets elected, right? Then all of a sudden it's 100%. Right? When you become that one out of whatever the percentage is that gets elected for this audit, then all of this matters all of a sudden, right? So let's do it right from the beginning. So when the IRS is looking at a business meeting, they're looking at number one, is this prearranged, right? So if it's prearranged that you go to see a client before you happen to go on vacation. You know what I mean? So you got this vacation already scheduled. And then you say to yourself, okay, well, I'm just going to go conduct some business down there. while I'm there, and then we're going to write the trip off. No. What is the primary purpose of the trip? And so this is what I tell business owners. Like, if you're going on vacation, go on vacation. If you happen to conduct business, if you happen to get a new client, if you happen to sell something, if you happen to get a new team member while you're there, that is a bonus. Okay. But saying that you're just going to write off every trip just because you talk to someone about your business is an absolute no-no. Okay. One of the things that I saw, holy cow, is I've had business owners tell me, well, I went to Vegas for the weekend and I talked to the receptionist or the clerk at the, where you check in, right? And I gave them my business card, so I just wrote that off. I'm like, no, you did not just write that off. You may have written it off, but it's not accurate. That's not the right thing. So what is the overall purpose of the trip? And that's really with any type of business meeting that you have. So if you go, if you might go to a conference for 2 or 3 days, and while you're there, you see some sights and stuff, that's fantastic. But if you're going to see sights and then you're conducting business, no. So I really want to drive that point home. What is the purpose of your trip? And when the IRS is looking at when they're looking at your tax returns and stuff, they look industry wide at like what people are spending on travel. And so if your travel is kind of high, that's something that's, compared to the industry, that's something that goes, makes the IRS go, And especially if you're not making money and you're doing all this traveling, the IRS goes, You know what I mean? So as a business owner, like I said, if you're going to conduct business, go to conduct business. If you get to have a little fun, fantastic. If you're going on vacation, go on vacation. And if you happen to conduct a little business, fantastic. But what you don't want to do is try and split hairs with, okay, well, so since I talked to this person and I sold them some lip gloss, then this whole trip is tax deductible. That is not going to happen. Okay. Because see, then what happens during the audit process, you say, okay, well, I talked to, Raymond Jones at, in Orlando, whatever. So the IRS calls Raymond Jones and goes, hey, so did you talk to Lysandra at, on this day? Like, why were you there? Oh, we were there for the family reunion and we just happened to be talking about such and such and such and such. Oh, is that so? Okay. Thank you. And so then the IRS comes back to you and said, no, this trip is disallowed. We're not having it. So when you get audited, and they look at your calendar, they actually do go call people in your calendar. They got to let you know that they're going to call these people, but they actually call people that you say that you met with. And they ask them, under what circumstances did you meet them? They ask him, did you receive a sample? Did you, what happened with this meeting? They ask these types of questions because see, those are the things that are going to determine whether or not that trip is tax deductible or not. That's how this works. So it's not that you go on vacation, you happen to conduct some business, and then all of a sudden that whole thing is tax deductible. That is an absolute fallacy, and I want you to get that. When you're going to conduct business, just do that, okay? And make sure that you document it all, okay? When you go to conferences, have the meeting schedule, keep a folder, right? Because you're going to have an agenda of what's going on. You're going to have, some kind of log of, when you got there, you got your hotel receipts and all of that. You got the meeting agenda. So those are the things that substantiate the trip, right? Your purpose for business. If you're going to a conference, like, I have conferences for tax people. Well, if I'm going to this conference, I'm going to have an agenda. I'm going to have a reason to be there. I'm going to have hotel. I'm going to have flight, and I'm going to have all of that. And my primary purpose is to go to this conference. But if my purpose is really to go on a vacation, then it's not, how do I and that's not how do I turn this around and write it off. Like, you really have to get this because, because I hear people say it, when you go on vacation, don't just go on vacation, turn your vacation into a business trip. No, the primary purpose has to be business. It cannot be vacation. So that is short, sweet, and to the point. So this is why you really need to, to consult with tax people when you hear this stuff, because it sounds really good. And listen, when I first got started in network marketing, that's what somebody told me. Somebody told me that if I was going on a trip and I sold a lipstick to somebody at the airport or something, then I could write that off. Now, I wasn't one for trying to sell lipstick while I was traveling because I wanted to get my life, right? But if I did that, then I could write that off, and that is absolutely incorrect. So I want to make sure to get that out there because I know that is something that is that's being shared across home business owners, and that is absolutely not the truth. The primary purpose has to be for business, not It's not that like if you taking your family to Disney and you up here talking to Mickey Mouse about dropping his job as Mickey Mouse and coming to, sign up with you in your business, that doesn't make your trip to Disney tax deductible. No, it just doesn't. Okay, y'all, I have beat that dead horse. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Home Biz Tax Talk for today. Again, we air Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish, and you can come here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.